Hello everyone, it is Vitsu here. So today we just have another episode of our bootleg figure review. I know this beautiful angel girl does not look like a bootleg, but unfortunately she is one. So, as you know, it is the White Angel Partylook 1/4 figure, which, it's an OG, so, and also they didn't really, try to invent a name for her. So they just called it White Angel. So it's not really that creative. But that's the name. We can say that the pose, the wings, the facial expression, everything just looks really, really good. I'm also a big fan of angel-like figures or figures that have wings. So I think so it adds a lot of dynamic to the figure itself, and it's just such a cool detail. It's such a fresh, I think so, look. So about it is a bootleg. I got the cheaper version. I think so this one is listed, when it's listed, as 7.7 version. Actually, it's the cheaper one. She comes with the flappy piece, and I will tell you a little bit about this version today. I'll try to show all her flaps, all the things that you can use to say that, yep, she's a bootleg and the original is the original. But before I go there, I need to mention that there are two versions. The second version is, as you may guess, it is made by the MX company, because they usually make quite a lot of good-looking bootlegs. I don't own the MX version of this figure, but I can show you a few photos of it. So, moving on to MX version shortly. It has better quality. What goes with that? She has better shading. This figure has better shading. As you can see on the photo, her wings are more spreaded. They have just a little bit lighter color and some shading to it in the MX version. The same goes to her hair. Also, it's a bit more lively looking. I would say it's less white, grayish. It has a certain color to it, as you can see again on the picture. Another thing is that she would have a better face expression, yeah. More lively one, not like bootleg, so the one that is a bit dull in case of MX version. Since I don't own it, I cannot go too much with the details, but one thing I can definitely mention is the box of the MX bootleg. And the box actually looks very similar to the box of the original figure. I think so it's a huge step forward, because usually if you buy figures in boxes, you can tell which box is, like cheap bootleg box and which box is actually the original one. And if they are starting to copy the boxes, I think so we will have a big problem, yeah, on that note. That would be all about MX version. Now let's move to this pretty lady. So I'll try to give you, as always, some pictures. Yes, she is stunning. She has the same pose. She has the same expression. And as you know, she also has a second faceplate, which I would be really glad to show you in a second, as I will open it. And she has also the white piece. Yeah, if you know how the original figure looked like, the photos, the concept, then you know what I'm talking about. You can use it to display with her. You don't have to. I prefer her this way, actually better. So the first thing that we will notice, and that will tell us already that's a bootleg, it's no shading. So you can see that her legs are a little bit shiny and they have no shading. not at all. I do really like that her shoes and the piece on her actually legs are a little bit shiny, so the paint is a little bit shiny. That looks actually really, really cool. The same goes to the other leg. That's a good detail. That's a detail we were waiting for. But apart from that, her legs are just, you know, plain white color, nothing. The same goes to her hand. Just basically her body has no shading or whatsoever. That's the cheaper version. Next thing is the wings, because as you notice, the original one has the wings a little bit, you know, more up, and they also have a different look. Honestly, I prefer this bootleg version a little bit better than the original pose. Yeah, I'm also quite shocked to say that this is partially the reason why I have not decided to buy the MX version. The second one also was the price, because this bootleg was insanely expensive. I mean, usually bootlegs are way cheaper, but this one, even for the bootleg standards, it was really bad. But you can probably still access this lady or the other one somewhere. So, the wings, as you can see, they are made of stretchy kind of material. Maybe not really stretchy, but it's a very soft, I would say, plastic. It's not really hard, and that could be the problem. The other thing that I really like, I don't know if I can show it in this light, is not only the details, but yes, that they have a very shiny look, and oh, now you can see it, that they have like some kind of shiny purple paint on them, and it gives you this kind of really cool reflections in light. And this was the reason. Oh, you can see it, it looks fantastic. So actually, when you have her and there is some like light to it, her wings are a little bit like shiny purple, and I thought this is actually so cool, and I need to get her. Apart from, you know, seeing this figure and thinking she's really beautiful and she's very original, I just had to have her in my bootleg collection, and actually this version. Other things. Her suit. I would say that in the bootleg one, it is just a bit more dark. The suit in the bootleg one is actually a bit more darker, and it's not really as good looking as in the case of the original one or MX. This is another indicator. It has the golden paint or the golden details to it. I would say that they at least tried with it. Like, some part is golden, the other part is similar to golden, but it's not really. Also, I would say that a huge advantage of this bootleg, or at least this version of the bootleg, is that her skin, let's say skin, her certain parts of her body are not really made visible through the clothing this way. So when you actually put her, you don't see it that much, or this way. So if you prefer a safer version of this figure, but you are not a fan of, you know, detaching all the clothing and the clothing being see-through, it's actually a very good idea. I would say she looks pretty decent. She has many details, and it looks quite alright. As in the original one, she also has the golden parts there, which I will try to show you. At the same time, it's a little bit more about the wing, because I actually wanted to show you the school detail. It's probably the best way to do it, is just to detach it. So cool. This is actually fantastic. Okay, moving back to the figure. I do think that she looks really, really good in that case. Okay, the next thing that you want to know probably, is the suit detachable? Yes, it is, as mentioned. You have something very similar as in the original one. I will try to show it sneakily from this side. That her suit can be opened. Also, another flaw that you see is that her suit is not really laying, it's like flying, at least the back part. It's kind of flying, while in the original one it is naturally put down and it has just kind of cover her dress. Here it's just a piece that stands out and looks pretty weird, to say the truth. You can also see that they try to add some texture to her hair. Partially they did a good job, partially not really. I'll try to turn her. I mean, as a bootleg also you can see the shape of her head and where exactly you open it to change the faceplate. And you can also see her horns. I mean, this figure, even as a bootleg, has so many details. I can only wonder how good the original one looks, because I think it's going to be actually fire. So yeah, that's her hair. That's her hand that is touching this material. Also, her nails are painted so well. Overall, it really looks alright. It really looks good. Because of also her look and the back of her head and her hair, especially. Even in a bootleg, it doesn't look so so bad sculpted. In that case, it looks pretty well sculpted or produced, I guess. So it also has some shading, which is really, really cool. The wings are again shiny and nice. I probably mentioned this detail a little bit too many times already, but trust me, I'm really in love with this figure. You can also see that strange thing. Okay, wait a second. Probably you shouldn't do it with the original one, but the second hand of this bootleg is pretty much movable. So if you don't like her touching certain areas, you can just slightly bend it, and her hand is there in another position. Cool detail, I think so. It wasn't, planned, but it looks quite alright. That's her face. Everything is just like in the original one. So you detach her head and then you can change the faceplate. Which here it's pretty easy detachable. Also, I'll try to give you the original picture. You can see that her eyes are well printed. I like it. I don't really like the look of her mouth because it looks very derpy. From, when you move really, really close, it looks quite bad. In case of the MX version, this problem was solved. But still, looks really good. The only thing that I have quite a few questions about is not only the body itself, but the neck. Is it possible to bend the neck to just, like lay like that? I don't know, but since she's an angel, I accept that this is how she can look like. Now the other faceplate. I decided to just show it separately. You can also see how much detail they added to it. I like this faceplate because of how well it was made as well, and the lips look way better than in this one. So that's the case. It's very interesting when they add such details to the bootlegs. MX version has it as well. I'm quite sure about it. So that's how she presents herself. I also show her side by side. This side. As you can see also in the video, probably the parts that I would complain about, it's the pieces on her arms that don't look good, the bending neck, and the fact that sometimes if you don't place her correctly, she might literally lose her head. So a quick move. I cannot complain too much with this figure. I would really say that she looks quite good, surprisingly good for a bootleg. Still, it is a bootleg. I wouldn't say it's like top tier quality. There are quite a few flaws. So that is definitely a problem. But also an option for you to say whether she is a bootleg or not when you get the real pictures of her. Also, another important detail, just in case of original figures and buying original figures. Usually, they will be covered in like small, can I say, packages. They will have this protecting plastic pieces looking like packages. They are going to be white and they are going to be all over, especially the hair of the figure. If you have them, if you buy a new figure and you have them, it is original. If you don't have it, it's going to be a bootleg. I will try to find a picture of it, what I exactly mean, and hopefully then it will give you, it would be a good way of explaining what I mean. But overall, that's a nice figure. And with this, I think so we can end our episode. Thank you for watching. Hope you stay for a bit longer. And see you soon. So bye.